10 years ago, the BP Deepwater Horizon oil rig blew up in the Gulf of Mexico. It was the worst environmental catastrophe in the history of America.
Hello, this is Debbie Mucarsel-Powell, and I represent Florida's 26th Congressional District, which spans from Kendall all the way to Key West. Today marks 10 years since BP oil spill devastated America's coast, marine life, and our economy.
Hello, my name is Lindner. I was a mud engineer on the Deepwater Horizon.
At the time of the BP disaster, I had been leading Healthy Gulf for 15 years in their efforts to protect the natural resources of the Gulf of Mexico.
My name is Eustis. I'm an environmental scientist in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I was laid off from my job in wetlands restoration during the BP disaster.
Hi folks, my name is Michele Harmon. I'm a mother of two.
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Castor from Florida. The BP Deepwater Horizon oil rig devastated Florida's economy, put countless workers out of work, and it left lasting environmental damage. It is still fresh in my mind, and I know it's still fresh in the mind of many folks across the Gulf Coast.
On April the 20th, 2010, my daughter celebrated her 4th birthday. That night, the Deepwater Horizon blew, and the uncertainty that followed sent not only my community, but members of my family into complete chaos.
All of our sites were covered in oil, and we couldn't bring any volunteers out to plant marsh grass or mangrove trees because it would have been putting people in hazardous waste.
This catastrophe confirmed what we already knew, that offshore drilling is not good for our environment.
Our economy creates a great deal of devastation, both environmentally and in the cost of human life.
And it had always been assured by federal agencies and the industry that there was nothing that could happen in the Gulf that couldn't be shut off in 48 hours. At the time of the disaster, I wondered, where are those assurances? Clearly, industry can't shut this disaster off in 48 hours. In fact, it took several months to do so.
Thousands of businesses were closed and workers were out of work in restaurants and hotels and fishing and tourism.
In my community, where fishing and tourism are two of our biggest industries, we cannot put profits over the health and well-being of our citizens.
We've learned from our mistakes. This past year, we passed a bipartisan bill to permanently ban oil drilling off the coast of Florida.
We need to build a more just and equitable economy that provides safe, good-paying jobs in industries that do not pollute communities. In short, we need to move away from offshore oil and gas drilling.
I also chair the House Select Committee on the Climate Crisis, and what has become clear to me is that our future is in clean energy. We've got to be smarter about how we invest taxpayer dollars and the policies we enact on a national basis.
If there's one thing I want to say to people, it's not a matter of if this is going to happen again, it's just a matter of when it's going to happen again. But you are never too small to make a difference.
That is a lesson learned from 10 years ago in the BP disaster.
Let's do what we can to prevent another BP oil disaster.